welcome back to Let's Play Mass Effect. We're on Netmos, which is in Erebus, in Styx Theta. This is the last assignment we'll have to do in this cluster. The assignment is UNC Listening Post Alpha, which is being attacked by unidentified life forms and is requesting assistance. And we know what's going on here. It's Arachnite and tons of them. Alright, let's look at the map. We have a couple of anomalies here. Here's the listening post, and there's some extra debris. And there's, of course, piles of experience to be found here, too. Alright, let's get going. Found a buried safe box, which is just a crate in the sand there. One of the miners had a Liga 1 medallion. It's possible he discovered it while they were digging, but there's no way to know for certain. What makes us think there are miners here? What makes us think there are more than one? What makes us think that the one that found the safe box is a he? I don't know. Now this is a set of pods here, though unlike the ones over on Altair, these are kind of clumped together. And indeed the Arachni aren't going to actually spawn from them, but yeah, watch this. Yeah, they actually create new pods as they spawn out. Emerge from the ground there.
Cutting out.
And if you don't know if you were able to see that or not, but sometimes they re-jump out of the ground. I think that's just a game mechanic flaw there. Anyway, it's fairly easy to get the experience here. I don't know why these guys aren't charging us. Probably it's just too far away.
Clear.
That could be why too. I mean, nobody thinks we're in combat here.
Perimeter clear.
Here comes a brave one. Oh, a couple.
I sense trouble.
Whoa. Nice one. I think that was 8.
I think we're good, Commander.
Oops. Always remember where you park. Alright, so there was some experience right here. We're headed this way, and we're going to find another cluster of Arachnite on the way. And another cluster with another 8 Arachni that are going to bounce out of here. Let me, I actually want to have a little more fun, I think. Let's let the squad mates just make some decisions here. I mean, out in the open, it's not as likely that they're going to throw biotics at walls, right? There aren't any walls out here. Yeah, there they go again. This time they're all charging at us. Notice damping's working too now. Nice one. Warp. Singularity. That wasn't necessary, I guess, but it's alright.
All targets eliminated.
Not quite, Liara.
All targets eliminated.
Did damping cause that guy to fall backwards like that?
Perimeter secure.
I don't imagine so, but I don't know what else would have done that. I didn't hear Rex's shotgun go off. So I don't know.
Cover me.
Oops. Uranium. Alright, so this suggests miners have been here. It appears these particle bores were shut down after breaking through into tunnels just below the surface. The shacks and equipment are stenciled with the logo of the Tenkara mining consortium, but there's no trace of the mining crew. Is that the sound of a arachnite belch? Is that what I'm hearing? So yeah, I mean, what we think is that the arachnite, moved quickly and got here thanks to a supply drone from Argos Row. But did they do all this tunneling since they've done that, or is there a longer-term presence here of arachnite? Oops, this just has a medical kit. The other one has a technician's kit in it, I think. Right there. With an Certa Foundation Omni tool, which means I don't even have to look at it. Definitely hearing those sounds again. Just further suggests that they are linked to arachnite, yet again, even after we've completed everything here and there are no more arachnite to kill, these sounds will still be heard over here. Yeah, so that's the listening post, but the textures haven't all loaded in yet. There they are. Yeah, we're not close enough to all focusing on what they're doing over there yet. Let's grab this ore first. Palladium in giant pile. Very nice. Alright, so yeah, this is the listening post, and you can see some Alliance soldiers there, and they're using their assault rifles, shooting at things, and you can see it's the little orange Rachni. Actually, we haven't seen orange Rachni before. Usually the little workers are green. Not sure what makes them different here. But one thing you should be able to notice straight away, this first thing I noticed, is each kill over there is not getting us any XP. So, I mean, that doesn't surprise me terribly. I mean, if we were getting XP, I mean, we're not actually doing anything, right? It's those people over there are doing all the work. But yeah, I mean, another thing I think that's true here is that I think this is the one spot in the game where the enemies will spawn indefinitely. It's I think it's the only infinite spawn point in the game. So it's not like you could just park back here and farm for XP, obviously, since you're not getting XP for any kills you make here. So yes, this definitely is an enemy. It's a Rachni worker. So yes, he just threw himself up against the Mako and presumably did some toxic damage to the Mako. Not sure if that accumulates. Whether we'd start seeing red dots if we were to stay here long enough. One of these days I may actually just park the Mako right here and let it run all overnight and see if I'm dead in the morning. But anyway, yeah, this is only the workers infinitely spawn. Once you get close enough it becomes the soldiers again. And those are finite, though again, you'll see that there's no XP, so I'm actually free to fight in the Mako for once without worrying about the penalty.
Redeploying.
Notice that. It's like up against a wall of some kind there.
First Lieutenant Duran, sir. 3rd Brigade, 14th Infantry Regiment, and I am damn glad to see you.
We heard you needed some backup.
Actually, we need to get the hell out of here. But I guess your ship couldn't carry us all. They dropped us here a few months back. We get supplies every couple weeks. We didn't see anything local that was more dangerous than Lycan. Yesterday, these animals started coming out of the ground. No idea where they're from. This is what's left out of 90 men. I'm the ranking officer.
We do have a ship in orbit. We could bombard them.
Wouldn't do much good. They're moving around deep underground. The only time they come near the surface, and they're right on our position. You bombard them, you take us out too.
That's why we would take you on our ship, so that you're not here, and we can bombard them, and everyone can be happy.
Why are you out here in the first place?
There's been a lot of pirate activity in this cluster. We set up a chain of listening posts in the local systems, in case they have a staging base.
They're called Rachni. You get a supply ship in recently?
Yeah, but that was an Alliance ship, Commander. I mean, it was a drone, running on automatics. But what...
Will the Rachni come back?
What we just fought was a probe. Our seismic sensors are picking up a crapload more on their way up from underground. We've got 5 minutes, tops. We might be able to hold them off if we were at peak, but you can see the fighting's busted this place up.
Do what you can to secure your position. We'll see if we can get some of your defenses operational.
Aye, aye, Commander. You heard the man. Everybody pool magazines and grenades. Take a leak and a drink while you can. And if anyone wants a smoke, it's as good a time as any.
You got any extra ammo, sir?
Ammo? Seriously?
You got any extra? I say we get the hell out of here. You got any extra ammo, sir?
Ay. So yeah, we just told her we'd see if we can get her defenses operational. And in fact, we can. She has a couple of turrets there that we're not firing. Sledgehammer rounds 9. I think that is an upgrade for Rex. It is, so you're gonna get 45%? Force and 45% toxic. Force is what I care about there. Alright, so yeah, the way you activate the defenses is to connect the Mako to them. The generator has been ripped apart by arachnite claws, leaving the defensive turrets inoperative. It would be possible to power the turrets off the Mako's engine, but this would make it impossible to drive or fire the Mako's own weapons. Alright. So I guess we're going to fight on foot. Let's see if this is going to work. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stand right in the shadow of the turret so that it's firing right above my head. Okay, I need you guys over there. Right, I kind of... Alright, let's do this. Liara, get up.
I'm ready.
I want Liara right here. And I want Rex right over there. I want to stay in the shadow of this thing so that it's actually having some effect, hopefully. I have to be careful of, yeah. Where are you? There you are. Nice one. Rex is dead, unfortunately. Wait. Yeah, this is
Perimeter secured.
a lot tougher on this entity than I would expect. Alright, so let's keep ourselves in cover like this. That was a lot more effective than everyone staying out. But I kind of need Rex to be behind the wall here. There you go, that's right where I want you. Very good. Now I'm just going to try to run around like a crazy guy over here. See how much metajet we can burn through here. This last wave is kind of a long one. Uh-oh. It did not lift for me right then. Yara is pressing herself up against cover. Thank you, turret. Yeah, your biotics are coming real handy right now. Does not seem to want to fight. Oi.
That's it, right? We can leave?
Yeah, it should be it, yeah.
Holy hell, sir. Talk about a near-run thing. You alright?
Never mind me. Are you alright?
Still on my feet. But we've been fighting for almost 26 hours straight. None of us will be standing for long.
Ma'am? We're getting a signal from one of the ground scan UAVs. A big hollow space about 500 meters under the surface.
Right. That must be it. That must be where they're coming from. My people aren't in any condition for a clearing operation, though.
What sort of opposition would you expect?
Hell if I know. I hope we've bled them. But that's tight quarters, and their territory. If you want to take a throw at it, we'll give you the coordinates. But it's your call. You saved our asses, Commander. Thanks.
And unfortunately, even though we have a little more to do here, she's already considered the assignment done, and therefore she'll have nothing new to say. Anyway, so yeah, this Depot Sigma 23 is now new, and this one is now updated. Listening Post Alpha has been saved, and the Arachnite infestation was eradicated. Data you discovered at Listening Post Theta, which was back at Altai, suggests the Arachnite infestation at both listening posts originated at Depot Sigma 23 in the Gorgon system. You also received coordinates for a nearby Arachnite base. Go to the coordinates marked on your map and destroy the underground Arachnite base. And this one's new. The data you found at Theta indicates the supply ship came from the Gorgon system. Just before the attacks on listening posts Alpha and Theta, the supply depot is likely where this Arachnite infestation originated. And now that we have completed, well, now that we've done a lot for both of the listening posts, saved them both, I guess, we're now told exactly where to find the Gorgon system, which is in Argos Row, though they are actually already told us that. Anyway.
If you go after that hive, watch your back.
Yeah, it's not like you cope with the hive and then you come back and she's thanking you or anything like that. There's nothing really to say.
That's it, right? We can leave?
We can indeed. So we have to disconnect the Mako first. So yeah, that's that fight can be a little bit nasty. Though I think the bug bladder beast of trawl defense was working again. I'm not sure that the Arachnai that I couldn't see were actually spitting acid at me, because I think there's some places where I should have been a lot more damaged than I was. Anyway, we are headed now towards this debris, although actually this is now marked on the map, the Arachnai infested mine. That's actually where we're headed next. Oops. Forgot there is a very flat route there. Titanium. Quick save out here. Hey Rex. Alright, so this is the place where damping will actually cause upgrades to drop on Arachnai, which by killing them alone without the damping you wouldn't get. Oh, and and I just remembered now, in my practice run in this particular crate there was a Savant 8 bioamp. And what do I have instead? A Phoenix 7. Yippee. Yeah, my practice run is a lot stronger than Daniel here, but oh well. Alright, so yeah, in this case, the Arachnai will spawn as we get close to them. And the fighting here is really, really close quarters. I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to let my squad mates keep their powers active. Why can't I hit this thing? There we go. The first guy's right over here. That worked. Nice job. Yeah, I'm going to be kind of speeding up the recharge here in between these little fights.
Heads up.
Nice one. One thing that is handy is that Singularity does work through walls, so the radius isn't affected by the crates. I mean, obviously where the Singularity lands is the center point is affected by the crates, but that's it. I do like that. Biotics run amok. Come on, there we go. Between the singularities, the lifts, and the throws, and the warps, I mean, these guys don't have a chance, do they?
Negative contact, Shepard.
Not quite. Nice one. And we leveled up. Bit more damping. Look how beautiful that build is for Liara. That is a strong biotic right there. And it looks like we're finally going to be starting to give Rex barrier. Next level up. Somewhere around here is a crate. There you are. Mercenary 8. Let's have a look at that real quick. Yeah, a couple of upgrades already from the Arachne, although I don't care about either of those. Way better shields but less damage protection. Right now the shields have no benefit whatsoever, so I'm actually going to just leave him in that Titan for now. I'm down to 3 metagel.
I think we're done here.
Not quite.
It's over now. Let's take them out.
Alright, I think that is all the pods opened. So, just a crate and then the back rooms. And if you've been wondering where are the Brood Warriors, well, don't you worry, they're coming up.
Perimeter clear.
Alright, do another quick save. Unless you want to park. Now you notice that I was pushing Liara into cover out there when we were outside. That was to protect her, but of course she put herself into that leaning against cover pose, which meant none of her biotics were available to me. And she didn't even bother to, launch any herself. So it's like, you have a choice. Either she's dead on the ground or she's pressed against cover and useless. Not much of a choice. Anyway, you just step inside to activate these guys. And hope you don't get killed by spit. Now the nice thing about this particular spot is that they can't actually climb out of here. So they'll just sit down there and shoot acid at you. And as long as there's proper cover, you can sit here indefinitely. Now the thing I do recommend is if you're damping to get the upgrades, don't do it right now, because you will actually that will actually cause the Brood Warrior to come out, and then you'll miss 2 soldiers. So just take the soldiers out first, at least the ones here on the right side. another soldier right there. And then a third soldier right there. And then the Brood Warrior comes out, and now you can damping. And some warp would make this a little faster. Yeah, did you notice that the health bar descent rate there was not consistent, which means he actually used Metagel for a moment there. That was pretty neat. Alright, so since the Arachnite can't come out from this spot, that means they actually can't come in either, which is why I'm going to actually put my squad mates in here. And this time their biotics should be able to be used. Assassin 8 from Elkos Combine, no thanks. Alright, this time you guys stay right here, but don't press yourselves up against cover. I do want lift. Because on this other rear chamber, the Arachnite can come out of here, but I can hide in the tunnel and I'm safe, though what typically happens is they'll just stop advancing once I'm in the tunnel. So you still have to come out in order to get them to get closer. Two Metagel left. And we have 2 warp, so trying to climb up so he can shoot me. That's just rude. Alright, does that just leave the Brood Warrior left? Notice damping doesn't work on him, not surprising. But good old lift. Records of the Arachnite War suggest Brood Warriors, the male-gendered Arachnite, only fight when a hive is severely pressed. It's safe to say you've eliminated the Arachnite on Netmos. And you get a whole bunch of XP. And a grenade. I didn't need the grenade, but
All clear.
obviously because I was already full of grenades. Anyway, that does complete that assignment. I don't think the update is actually, or the summary is updated. Yeah, it still says you receive coordinates for a nearby Arachnite base, but of course we've done it, so that just leaves this to be done, and that hasn't updated since we got it. Liberator 8 for Tali, Liberator 8 for Rex. And some more upgrades. Oh, this is something I want. And yeah. High explosives is what I use on my grenades, but anyway. Rex, yeah, so this is, I'm gonna decide. I've been thinking about this for some time now. I think I'm just gonna make Rex my fun squad mate at this point, because now we have access to these high explosive rounds, which only appear in Tier 3. Designed to detonate on impact, high explosive rounds have one major drawback, a massive increase in weapon overheating. So you have a 400 centimeter blast radius, 500% heat generation, 500% weapons force, and 20% damage. So 3 out of 4 are benefits. 1 is a pretty big drawback, though. I mean, the nifty part about this game, and I don't know if this was a bug or just by design, but once your weapon overheats due to a weapon mod or your continuous firing, it immediately starts to cool down again. and so it doesn't matter if this was 200% or 500% or 1200%. The amount of time it would take to cool off is the same, and so it doesn't matter how much heat we throw in there, which means we can swap out these kinetic stabilizers and kinetic coils with rail extensions. Because the penalty with those, of course, is heat, but since we're already going to hit that overheat, why not go for the 58% extra damage? So, yeah, I mean, basically, the reason to run with, I didn't even put them on yet, to run with high explosive rounds is for the fun of watching enemies go flying into space. And, you know, that ragdoll effect means, of course, they're not shooting. So in a way, it's crowd control. Though, of course, because of the overheat, Rex will shoot only once every 3 or 4 seconds. So, yeah, hopefully we'll be able to make him count. But, yeah, we're gonna see how this goes. It could be fun. Alright, it should be just one more thing marked on the map, and that's the debris we can actually see on the radar. Alas, yeah, my practice shepherd has 2 savants now, I think. A savant Omnitool and savant Bioamp, so he's very happy, of course. Daniel is still waiting. He doesn't have a savant anything yet. That Nexus 3, though, is coming out pretty nice, and I have to say that I'm happy with this Polaris, too. So, yep. Alright. We are done here. Let's head back to the ship. Alright, since we leveled up, let's check out the store. Predator M9 for Garrus. That's not going to be too bad. Yeah, I mean, almost 100 more shields, so yeah, we'll take it. Well, more like 75 more shields, but still, not bad. Oh, and I better get some Medigel. That may be the most Medigel I've ever picked up. Alright, we have one more Arachnite mission. We're chasing... I'm going to go ahead and do that Depot Sigma 23 next, so that means heading over to Argos Row. We say farewell to Styx Theta. So Argos Row is here, so it's a 2-hop, but yeah, I mean, obviously not surprised to rediscover that it's right off of Novaria. Hydra we're going to actually do while we're here, and Gorgon's where we want to go, but at Phoenix there's a couple of things to do in there, although one of them we're going to skip. If I remember correctly, there is absolutely nothing to scan in this system, but let's go ahead and read the planet descriptions anyway. Sleeken, orbiting at an unbelievable distance of 710 AU, over 66 billion kilometers from Gorgon. Slickon is a huge gas giant with an atmosphere tainted by methane and chlorine. And notice it is tidally locked. How does that work exactly? And 4,400 Earth years? That is pretty far out there. Oh, we already did that right over here. Bleu, a standard hydrogen-helium gas giant, the methane in Charblu's atmosphere gives it an azure hue. The Asari crew who initially surveyed the system during Earth's 17th century named Charblu after a then popular soprano. The singer was renowned for her unusual skin tone, which was quite similar to that of the planet. I mean, it seems similar to Asari's skin tone now, doesn't it? I don't know if that's changed. And of course, if the furthest planet is entirely blocked, I suspect that all the remaining ones should be too. Just as because they get closer, they would have more of an effect there. Cameron. Cameron is a terrestrial world with a thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide and argon. The surface is scorching hot and mainly composed of iron with deposits of nickel. Like Woe, the Cameron is tide-locked to the blue giant, forever looking into the face of Gorgon. Or looking away, depending on which side you're on. 664 Earth years. That's a pretty long day. Although, yeah, okay, sorry, I'm thinking not of sunrise to sunset, but of actual rotation. What do they call it? Sidereal day? I can't remember. I'd have to look that up. Anyway, yeah, it's hot. Vectra. Vectra is a typical hydrogen-helium gas giant with traces of methane and sodium in its atmosphere. The heat of the star Gorgon is slowly blasting away the gas giant's massive atmosphere, which is visible as a long, dim trail that trails behind the planet. Can't see that from here, unfortunately. Whoa. Whoa is a terrestrial planet only known from scan data picked up by unmanned probes. Though over 76 AU from the blue giant, temperatures of Woe's orbit are still dangerously high. Only ships with very powerful heat-radiating systems can venture that deep into the system. Fortunately, Woe is not a terribly interesting world. It has a thin atmosphere of nitrogen and methane, and the scorching surface is mainly composed of alumina with deposits of platinum. The world is tidally locked to Woe, leaving the sunward side scorched and irradiated wasteland, and the dark side a frigid and ice-crusted, also wasteland, maybe? And even then, it's still kind of far out there. 76 AU, so it's like, what, Neptune range? So yeah, and even then, yeah, blazing hot. Alright, so this is where we want to go, the unidentified space facility. This space station appears to have been assembled from used off-the-shelf civilian ship modules of diverse origins. There are no obvious hull markings, and it is not broadcasting any ID signal. Alright, we'll finish off the Rachni missions with the Rachni team, the one I've been using all along, because they are kind of fun. And I guess I'll leave their powers turned on. They seem to have been relatively effective there. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do this mission in the next episode. Even though it's fairly short, I'm going to actually talk to a couple of crewmates in addition. So we'll do all that in the next episode. Alright, we'll pick up the story from right here next time.